Hello everyone. In the previous video we discussed about the basis of scientific classification of organism. But this video helps you to understand 5 kingdom classification in briefly. Let's start this session. Once upon a time, all living things were lumped together into 2 kingdoms, namely plants and animals. At least that's how I learned it. Animals included every living thing that moved, ate and grew to a certain size and stopped growing. But plants including every living thing that did not move or ate and that continued to grow throughout life. It became very difficult to group some living things into one or the other. So early in the post-century, the 2 kingdoms were expanded into 5 kingdoms, that is Protista, Monera, Fungi, Plantae and Animalia. Many biologists now recognize 6 distinct kingdoms dividing Monera into the Eubacteria and Archaeobacteria. All I can say is that the system holds true for this week at least. It might even hold up for a far century or two. Accepted system of classification have changed at a far faster pace than the species have taken to evolve, that's for certain. Kingdoms are divided into categories called phyla. Each phylum is divided into classes, each classes into orders, each orders into families, and each families into genera, and each genus into species. A species represents one type of organism such as dog, tiger, shark, Homo sapiens means humans, etc. Now we study about Monera, which include Eubacteria and Archaeobacteria. Individuals are single-celled, may or may not move, have a cell wall, have no chloroplast or other organelles, and have no nucleus. Monera are usually very tiny, although one type, namely the blue-green bacteria, look like algae. They are filamentous and quite long, but have no visible structure inside the cells, no visible feeding mechanism. They absorb nutrients through the cell wall or produce their own by photosynthesis. Now Protista. Protists are single-celled and usually moved by cilia, flagella or by amoeboid mechanism. There are usually no cell wall. They have organelles including a nucleus and may have chloroplast, so some will be green and other won't be. They are small, although many are big enough to be recognized in a dissecting in microscope or even with a magnifying glass. Nutrients are acquired by photosynthesis, ingestion of other organism or both. Now fungi. Fungi are multicellular with a cell wall, including a nucleus but no chloroplast. They have no mechanism for locomotion. Fungi range in size from microscopic to very large, means macroscopic. Nutrients are acquired by absorption. Then Plantae. Plantae are multicellular and most don't move, although gametes of some plants move using cilia and flagella. Organelles including nucleus, chloroplasts are present and cell wall are present. Nutrients are acquired by photosynthesis. Next is Animalia. Animalia are multicellular and move with the aid of cilia, flagella or muscular organs based on contractile protein. They have organelles including a nucleus but no chloroplast on cell walls. Animals acquire nutrients by ingestion. Now listen carefully. Most green protists are flagellates, that is, they moved rapidly with spiraling motion. Unless you get them to stop, you can't really see the flagella. Watch out for colonial protists, though, such as volvox, which forms a spinning ball of green cells. And don't be fooled into thinking is this plant. So, remember, the more you observe the organism, the more sure you can be. Many living things have stages that make them resemble member of another kingdom. That's all for today. I think you understand this 5 kingdom classification in easy way. Thank you. See you in the next video.